I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I'm out here on a beautiful fall day, getting ready to change the tire on my tractor. Now, why do I have to do that? Well, I was turning over the compost pile, and there was a stick in the pile that caught the valve stem and snapped it right off. So now I get to take off the tire, put it in the back of the truck, which will probably take a winch. Then I need to take the tire and rim out to a tire repair store, have them pull the tube, replace the tube, and then I'll be back up and running. They said they could come do it here, but it's going to cost me $120 plus the labor, plus the tube. I really don't think that's a good option. Just as soon as I realized the valve stem was cracked off, I drove the tractor into the garage here and put it up on a jack. Now this tire was really flat, but by putting it up on the jack, I kept the tire from getting crushed and possibly breaking down the sidewalls. So it's only up in the air. I've got the tractor in gear to block it so that it doesn't roll over, but I'm going to need to block the tires. I don't want to have the tractor rolling around. Then I need to build up a jack stand so that I can raise the tractor up and set it down on something firm. Having it up on a jack while I'm working, bad idea. Jacks get kicked out awfully easy, especially when I take a flat piece and I put it up against a round axle like this. It's real easy for it to kick out. It's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to walk over here to the log pile, find a couple of suitable logs and stuff them under the tire so the tractor won't roll away from me. Now with the tires blocked, I'm going to take the tractor up just a little bit more. I want to be able to spin this tire. Back in the good old days when I used to do a lot of tractor repairs, because I had a bunch of old farm equipment, and I rebuilt tractors because it was easier to buy them broken than it was to buy them new. I bought a set of sockets. Now these are Cummins. They are off-brand, oddballs, and not real great sockets. But considering that I'm taking off bolts that are about half the size that this thing has full capacity, I'm well within the strength of the wrench. I'm really not planning on bending this extension or snapping this breaker bar. Now if I went nuts and put a 4-foot extension cheater bar on it, yeah, I'd probably crack it, but I don't intend to. The jack is just in there because it's easier to keep it standing there than it is to remove it. It's not in my way. I have it sitting on cement blocks so it's solid and secure. I'm not worried about it falling over. I have the bolts broken loose. Pull out the carriage bolt. Slip the lock washer on it so I don't lose it. Then slip the nut back on. And I have those secure so I don't lose those in the dirt. Because even though this is a better shelter than not having a shelter, it is a dirt floor, which means little things can fall into the dirt and disappear. Before I put up the tent, I covered the ground with crushed limestone. The crushed limestone worked really well for a base because it actually turns into a form of concrete. When it gets wet, it goes back into being limestone. Really kind of upsetting because if the valve stem had had a breakaway on it or a better way of securing it, it wouldn't have broken off in a bad place. It could have had a thin spot in the brass so that it broke easily up higher. But when I caught that log with a tire, it just snapped it right off. This rim tends to lock up onto the wheel, so I'm probably going to have to take a hammer and pound it off. But I'm going to leave one bolt in place when I do that so that I can have that bolt on top. When I pop the rim off, the wheel will just come loose on that bolt and I'll be able to capture it. Because even though I don't have chloride in these tires, they are tremendously heavy. And there's not a lot of room in here to get away from it if it starts falling. So I don't want to have the tire fall over on me or damage the garage either, because it's just a tent. But if it was raining or really cold out, this tent would be a really, really nice asset. As it is, it does keep the sun off of it, so I'm not trying to fight glare and everything else. Too bad we all couldn't pick a day and do leaf blowing on the same day so that we got the noise over like on Tuesday, and then the rest of the week you wouldn't have to worry about it. Okay, that's all the bolts but one. So I'm going to spin this one loose by about a ½ inch. And I'm going to see if I can take this rim off the wheel. And then we'll get a hammer. This is a little sledge, it's only an 8-pounder, but hopefully it's enough to knock the rim loose. Looks like it worked like a charm. Now to gently slide this off the wheel. Sure, I've got myself planted here. Straighten out my tools here on my improvised workbench. It's always a good idea to pick everything up and put it back where you got it. That way you know where it went and you're not going to lose them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. I'm going to set them right here on the tractor seat. So I got them handy if I need them. Close up the socket set, which worked quite well. Put that up on the tractor seat so it's right here where I need it. Now I just have to load the tire up into the truck. I think I might use a handy tree. We'll see. I've got an engine hoist, but I've got it all disassembled in the back of the tent here because I didn't plan on pulling a tire. Maybe rest right there against the grader blade. Since the truck has an engine, I'm just going to drive the truck back here and use the power of the truck to haul the tire away, rather than wheel this out to the front and try and stuff it into the back of the truck. If I'm able to load the rim into the back of the truck by mere manual force, all well and good. If not, then I'm probably going to have to drag the tire around underneath the tree and use a come along to pick the thing up. But we're going to try the quick and easy way first. Well, moderately easy. Well, at this point, guys, I'm really ecstatic. That went very well. The tire was much lighter than I envisioned, and being able to lift it up onto the back of the truck and just roll it into the truck, that's really, really nice. Something I said earlier about having a day for blowing leaves. It looks like today is the day for blowing leaves because I have 3 neighbors that I can see going that way that are out blowing leaves like crazy. Fortunately, I have all my leaf blowing done except for a little bit around the garage here. Shoving the leaves back into that big compost pile there. That's where I ran afoul of the log in the leaves that I didn't see that clipped off the tire stem. So, off to Jim's.